I'm an adult, so I've actually committed crimes, but I'm not going to put them on the podcast.
All right, fine.
Gotcha.
You know,
That's totally fine. We're open about our crimes. So.
Yeah, every now and then we like to indulge in a little,
Well, I think
self-checkout thievery.
There's a thing in California with stealing because of the more recent law that came out.
Prop 47.
Yeah, so apparently they can't go after you if you're stealing what's visibly less than $1,000 worth. If I'm doing the self-checkout thing and you're not watching me, I might slip this fucking pack of batteries that cost $23 that nobody can really tell into the bag, and it's all good.
Right, the batteries, the bread, the cheese, the meat.
You gotta be strategic about it. You know what I mean? You gotta keep some of the.
Day 93 under the dome. With necessities growing dangerously low, who knows what spark will set off this powder keg? I can't take another minute in the stove!
First of its kind, the first dome anywhere.
Hey, another classic take 2 on the recording because we weren't recording any audio. Thank God.
Not bad though.
Yeah, we only made it through one freestyle before we noticed this time.
I want to tell our guest, Victor Cayro, a great artist.
Cayro,
that's happened before once we're like 30 minutes in. And you're lucky, dude. 3 minutes in, you barely missed out on it. Oh, dude, he just took a fucking banging ass fireball shot. Hell yeah, dude.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God, he's got the tiny bottle too.
Yo, tiny bottles are a vibe, honestly. Welcome to Dome with Bamfomania, the world's greatest freestyle rap and comedy podcast. I just want to say that real quick. Tiny bottles are the best. I feel like 3 tiny bottles in your pocket, real discreet, get sauced up in no time.
Take them to the bar with you.
Oh,
whoa. Dude. You get a deal on tiny bottles at the liquor store that you go to?
Well, you can save them and reuse them.
Yeah, it's like whatever, like $125, $130 per bottle. Yeah,
that's actually not bad. I now correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like that is the tiny bottle is for like alcoholics who are like trying to limit their shit almost.
Yes,
right. Because I buy in smaller quantities as well, just so that I don't have a ton of alcohol at my disposal at one time.
No, yeah, it's a drug management system.
Right.
Oh, is that the Tito's?
No, that looks like Malibu. Oh, horchata.
Wow, that is why, dude. Okay. A tiny bottle of rum chata.
That's insane.
That's even more of a vibe than the tiny bottle of Fireball. Why are you getting these you're drinking so far? You've drank liquor for 12-year-olds. The Fireball and the rum chata are both super sweet. And I remember that was like the first first hard liquor I ever even got into were those because of the sweetness. Is that
it does like cereal a little bit, like cereal and milk and syrup?
Yes, rum chata is horchata in general. It tastes like the milk that's left over after your cinnamon toast crunch, I believe.
Victor, I'm curious. What's your background? Are you Latino or Middle Eastern or like Russian? I can't figure it out.
They call them a can here in the Midwest. We call Mexicans cans. So
you're Mexican. Got it.
No, I'm not.
You're a Mexican.
I'm not a fucking can. Pick up myself. I'm whatever. Put me back on the shelf. I'm a Peruvian, fucking white Blanco, fucking Ponte of a fucking white. And
I'm Peruvian. Let you begin telling your friends about the rum that you drink in. Out of tiny bottles, I've been chilling. Yeah, with these raps I've been killing.
I need some rum chata, but not a lot of that. No, that would be not fat. I need a tiny bottle. So I go down to the corner store and get it for like $1.24.
Come chata, I want a lot. I want it every fucking. I want to drink it by the bottle. Big bottle. I want a fucking throttle. A cock in my butt, in my sock.
Some cum chata. Yeah, you know I got a lot of that cum inside of my bottom because I get fucking fucked in my asshole. All right, this is gonna be one of those episodes. I'm game. I'm down.
Yeah.
Hey, we're gay now. We're gay
Hell
now.
yeah.
Here's the thing: we've always leaned towards gay raps, but we try not to because But this episode, all bets are off.
Typically, we have guests who might not be down with that, and might be like, yo, these dudes are sus. But let's let some. I'm down to let some gay rhymes fly. That was just a Windows update.
Understood,
notification.
okay.
Don't worry about it.
Everybody's sus. Everyone's sus.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah.
Now I want to keep. He's just inspiring me to freestyle gaily now. It's weird that that's my default. Like, no matter, since the dawn of us starting to freestyle, it's the biggest crutch that we have is just to go back on rapping about us being gay and sucking dick and stuff.
When we're off mic, like just hanging out, we're constantly parodying famous songs into gay songs. And I mean, it's the most fun thing that we do. It's kind of our main friendship bond is parodying songs into being gay. I wanted to ask you, because we talked about this before the shit cut off. You were kind of describing your art and how it got started, and you mentioned shit like Rambo, RoboCop. You came up on that shit in the 80s. How does that transition into the degeneracy that your art is?
Hell yeah,
I
we're
suppose.
getting into it.
Fuck, man. Growing up in the Midwest, and also not being a typical like white looking, white presenting person. So people were saying a lot of racist shit. There's a lot of hateful stuff. And the 80s and the 90s were different, and people were not sensitive in the way that they are now. So there was so much fucking hateful shit.
And you've always been in the Midwest?
Yeah, Midwest, yep.
But you've always been there.
Not always. I mean, I've gone elsewhere and traveled, etc. I've lived in New York. I lived in LA. So, I mean, I've experienced all this shit back, and now I'm back here in Iowa experiencing that shit all over again. But it's different now, too. I think, we're evolving. We're all evolving, and there's less hate. There's more acceptance.
The internet kind of helps with that, kind of making everybody aware of everybody. So your art is like a fucking statement. It's fighting back.
And it's also having fun with the things that I experienced. So I'm like, yeah, there's plenty of ugly shit that's in my head that I experienced, but I try not to hurt anybody. I don't want to hurt anybody. I just want to have fun and laugh, but also not fucking deny that ugly shit exists. And let's play with it. Let's play with it to get over it. To fucking dismiss it and to minimize it and make it into nothing.
I think that people nowadays have more perspective than they did back in the 80s and 90s, just because of the access to the internet and whatnot. And I was listening to someone on a podcast earlier talk about how he kind of hates all modern media that's popular and whatnot, and he's wondering if he's just kind of like his dad, who was growing up in like the 50s and 60s. And I genuinely think, you gotta understand the perspective. We got a bunch of shit in our fucking collective subconscious, so I got to be honest.
It makes me feel bad thinking I might be exactly like my dad. When you think about like the 1970s, that shit is fucking killing me. Ooh.
Whoa, I'm thinking about the 80s. Hey, Manny, what's going on? I'm talking on the fucking thing.
We got guests.
I'm eating groceries out the fucking back door.
We got guests. We got special appearances. Whoever's in the place, whoever's in the residence.
Get him in. Put
Who's
him on.
that?
Yo, Manny, say a rap. One rap. Yo, these guys are rap.
Come on.
Come on, Manny. It's okay. The beat's done now.
Working here, bud. Sorry. I love you. Yeah, love you.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's good.
This is what we got. This is what we do.
No. That's better than my family.
Is the homie into art as well?
That is his brother.
Yeah. I mean, we all do our own thing, and he's got his thing going on. I got my thing going on, and he's doing his. He brought home the groceries. He's doing the grocery thing.
Oh, that's his thing.
I mean, hey, that's not his thing, but that's what he's doing right now. And
you ever shoplift groceries out there in the Midwest?
What's that?
You ever shoplift groceries?
They're what?
Do you ever shoplift your groceries?
You ever steal?
You ever
No,
rob
actually,
and thief?
I'm too honest to do that, to be honest.
Oh, and
I stole a 15-cent balloon once, and that was like my biggest crime.
Yeah.
And that sounds like something you maybe did when you were a kid.
I'll do it again. I will do it again.
The idea of stealing a balloon is funny to me. Like you would have to be a child for that to be the object of your theft. You know what I mean? Unless you were just such a broke dad and you needed to bring something for your kids' birthday parties. I'm gonna steal this motherfucking balloon.
I was 16 years old.
That's too old to steal balloons.
Yeah.
Fuck out that balloon.
Yeah, that's way too old to be stealing
But
balloons.
what was it? At least like a helium balloon?
No, it was an inflatable balloon. I had to manually inflate.
I could see stealing a helium balloon so that you could at least go home and have fun sucking in the air and making funny voices.
Yeah.
I mean, no. I mean, of course. I mean, I'm an adult, so I've actually committed crimes, but I'm not going to put them on the podcast.
All right, fine.
Gotcha.
You
No,
know,
that's totally fine. We're open about our crimes. So.
Yeah, every now and then we like to indulge in a little,
Well, I think
self-checkout thievery.
There's a thing in California with stealing because of the more recent law that came out.
Prop 47.
Yeah. So apparently they can't go after you if you're stealing what's visibly less than $1,000 worth. And also the whole self-checkout grocery movement is a thing. Like people are like, well, if you're not going to scan my groceries yourself, then I'm going to scan them my own way. That's on you. So I think that is nationwide where people are like, if I'm doing the self-checkout thing and you're not watching me, I might slip this fucking pack of batteries that cost $23 that nobody can really tell into the bag, and it's all good.
Right, the batteries, the bread, the cheese, the meat.
You gotta be strategic about it. You know what I mean? You gotta keep some of the you don't want to get too greedy.
Yeah.
First of all, because you want to make it look like your bag has the same amount of weight that you've taken out to scan, and then you leave some items at the bottom of your bag, some of the more expensive stuff. Maybe you get some nice cheese, maybe you get some ground beef or whatever.
Yeah, like
stays at the bottom of the bag.
You steal the little stuff that's expensive. You know what I'm saying? Like a salami thing that costs $12 for some reason. Also, the cost of living here is so ridiculous that it kind of induces you to steal out of desperation. It's a survival instinct. You're like, all right, fuck.
I'm like Aladdin.
Yeah. I'm more
No,
like
I mean,
Aladdin.
it's crazy that because of inflation. Like everything now is in the Midwest is as expensive as it was in LA 5 years ago. Like it really, things have jumped up considerably.
Yeah, I could see that. It's definitely a significant difference. I wanted to ask you a technical question about the art. What software are you using when you do digital stuff?
Just Photoshop Elemental, or like the first old generation Photoshop shit.
On your phone, or are you using a drawing pad?
It's all traditional by hand.
Oh, you're saying that you like scan it and then bring it into Photoshop, or do you not? Okay, yeah. I see.
Damn, you never.
I could tell. I could tell most of that shit is by hand, cause some of the elements I understand. Maybe some of the liquid bleeds through. Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do.
By hand is the best. I use my hand a lot. You catch my drift? And it's something that I use and I never miss, unless I'm hanging out with my miss.
And I'm drinking piss, and I'm drinking shit, eating crap. I'm fucking taking whatever. Exactly. I love to rap. Rapping is good. Rapping is cool. And I think that's cool.
Rapping is so good and crapping is so good, and I'm in your hood and I've got some wood cause I'm using all my hands. Yeah, I don't understand.
I never understand why people use anything other than the hand. But then I became a man. And I flew to Afghanistan.
Killed him dead.
I remember when we first started interacting online and Victor was rapping in the comments, but I didn't understand what was happening. I wasn't reading the rhymes. I was like, this dude is just saying crazy shit in the comments. And then one day Alex was like, yo, this dude is spitting bars in the comments. And it finally clicked for me. I was like, holy shit. That was pretty incredible. So we definitely appreciate, we've had a couple illustrators on here. It seems like.
I kind of like branching the horizons out. I'm a big fan of animation and more so related to like the weird stuff. Have you noticed that there's a lot of internet. I like internet comics, but they're like cartoonists, I should say, internet cartoonists. But there are some that there's this trend of the comic is not funny; it's just cute. Like the panel will be just some cute shit that happened. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like you'll see it, and it's a wholesome moment between a husband and wife because one of them did the dishes weird or something, and that's like the final thing. Or it's like a cute dog being like, "Whoops, that was me, I guess," or something like that. Mm-hmm. And it's infuriating to me personally because it's devoid of all humor, no setup, no punchline. And I don't know. Have you seen that around?
I've seen it. I've noticed it, and I also like. Believe it or not, I do appreciate it. It kind of because it goes against but it's the opposite of what I do. So like I need to have like that ultra positive, that super fucking precious moment shit to kind of offset some of my really negative, ugly shit. So I like. So I post like those inspirational stories of people who have like cerebral palsy or fucking some kind of retardation or. Half their faces melted off, or they're missing 3 limbs, and they're striving, they're thriving, they're posting their shit, and they're monetizing their malfunction. I like it.
Okay. So you're saying that people who make cute comics are mentally ill?
Well,
because I would agree with you.
We need them. I mean, they need us, and we need them.
No, I think that there's something about the internet and social media in general where there is that category of feel good content, and the comics or like the cartoons have transitioned out of just being set up punchlines. It's like, here's a cute moment and it's a drawing, and then it gets DM'd to people because of the way it makes you feel. At the end of the day, it's achieving the same thing that the humor achieved, which is getting a reaction, getting a feeling out of somebody. It's just a different audience at that point, because somebody who went to cartoons or comics for humor is now seeing something like that and saying this sucks. But somebody else who didn't really partake in the format sees it as like, oh, this makes me feel good, and I fucking DM it to my girlfriend or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
I'll do both. I like them both, to be honest. I like that fucking that cutesy shit. I like it. Oh, the mom fucking made dinner. That's the cartoon.
Yeah, that's the whole cartoon.
Or the dad showed up. The dad didn't beat the mom.
Yeah. I guess there's a part of it where I'm like, usually the art is quite good, because that's the only way it would ever be able to actually instill any sort of, like, I wouldn't say it was cute unless the art was actually, cute. It's this art is cute like a turtle is cute or something like that. So it's usually pretty good stuff. So there's this part of me that's like, why couldn't you just take that extra step and actually add some kind of punchline at the end? Like, you know what it reminds me of? Like, did you ever read like the Family Circus in the newspaper growing up?
I love the Family Circus. I love
Yo, cartoons in the newspaper. Yo, get it from my neighbor. I stole it. I'm reading some Dagwood and some Dilbert. Yo, I'm fucking killer.
Okay.
Yo, who's got that rhyme? Who's got the rap? I got the shit. I love writing. I draw blood. I draw everything.
Yo, I'm drawing everything. Cartoons in the newspaper, that's my favorite thing. Yeah. First I draw and then I sing. I rejoice because I can see it in my voice.
I take the silly putty and I put it on the damn strip. Now look at this, I got the reverse of it. And I'ma take it home and then I'ma eat that shit. I eat silly putty every day cause I'm a stupid kid.
I'm a silly putty. I'm malleable. I'm a whatever. I'm a fucking, you can form me into anything you want.
That is the definition. You know what word I like using? I like using malleable a lot, but lately I've been upping my use of viscous and viscosity.
Viscosity's good.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say viscous, but viscosity definitely. If you can fit that in there somehow.
I think viscous is better than viscosity.
Use it in a sentence for me so I can understand.
My jizz is so viscous.
Is that really how you would say it?
Yeah,
It's very viscous.
I'm pretty. Yeah, it's like when something is liquid but closer to solid.
Like gravy.
Yeah.
Gravy like a cum.
Yes, that's the best way to put it. Either gravy or cum.
Or
Those are
oatmeal.
the two. No, dude.
Yeah.
No.
Oatmeal works.
No.
Oatmeal works. What are you talking about?
I call that my throat meal. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, damn.
Yeah, protein juice. Or ball sauce.
For some reason, I feel like I have to ask this. Have you ever tasted cum?
Just my own.
Okay.
No, yeah. I mean, I feel like you taste it by smelling it on your hand every day. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you can see it, you can smell it, and you can taste it. I mean, that's kind of how I am. Like if I see something, I can kind of smell it.
And smell and taste are so closely related. Whenever I remember being at summer camp as a lad, and all the porta potties were being changed one of the days, and they were supposed to get that done before we showed up at camp, but instead it was happening mid camp, and so like they're just pumping shit. Basically, how it works is they've just got a tube that's a vacuum going out of a tank on the back of a semi truck. And it's just sucking the shit out of the porta potty. In my head, I would think that they would just pick up the porta potty, flip it upside down, shake it a little bit, flip it right back up. But no, they've got some elaborate system of pumps and whatnot. But the entire I'm trying to come up with some sort of square footage for this thing, but
Right.
I don't know shit about square footage. I'm
neither.
not a damn geographist.
Geographist, not the right one. Should have just said scientist or something like that.
It was a pretty big campus that this camp was on, but the whole place smelled like shit. And someone pointed out, just so you know, like you're actually consuming that shit right now.
Because the particles are in the air and you're sort of ingesting them.
The fact that you can smell it means that you are like that's in your body now. Particles of shit from other. I mean, that's what a fart is. You know what I mean? That's just
That's why you can get pink eye from getting your eye farted in.
How many times did it happen?
That's never happened to me, but that's happened to people. Or like you fart on a pillow and then that's from a movie, I think.
No, I've heard that
How
before.
about during the pandemic? I mean, didn't that change how you showered, how you changed your clothes, how you?
Well, because you have that hyper awareness of like there being a virus that could be on surfaces and shit.
Well, I have a beautiful memory of my ex. She brought her sweatpants to me after she had worn them for a week and just like put the crotch of the sweatpants right into my nose.
And then you came immediately?
More or less, yeah.
That's
yeah,
what
I
I'm
mean,
talking about.
That's the good stuff. I mean, that's like the peak relationship experience.
Do you want to talk about the relationship? What happened?
Well,
Why'd you guys break
just
up?
to add on to that, I swear I was reading something about like Napoleon sending a message home to his wife, specifically asking her. He sent her a letter being like, "I'll be home in 5 days. Don't bathe." And this is like from the fucking 1500s or something.
Like he wanted her to be sitting in the juices.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find that shit because that guy is a real OG. Letter to wife, don't bathe. I bet Google will pull that up. Yep.
Yeah, but, I mean, if you don't know somebody, their stink is repulsive. But if you know them and you love them and you're into them, then their stink is gold.
It was Napoleon. I got that right. I'm the man.
Yo,
Josephine, I'ma be home in 3, so please don't bathe, baby, because I wanna smell every single thing you got in your motherfucking pootie tang.
I prefer my Josephine when she ain't clean. I want her to stink and be my queen. I want her to fucking dream of me.
Bring me the sweatpants. I want to do the sweat dance. Give me the fucking your puss and your lips and the hair. I want them right there on my lips. And my nose.
On my face, on my dick, on everything, and you know I feel sick. I think that we gotta go sail a fucking ship. I'll be home in 3 days, don't bathe. I want you to be sick.
Yeah, I want you to be ill. Yeah, that would kill for me personally.
I'm thinking I think that there's a thing. I think when you start rapping, you get a little louder, and it causes your microphone on your end to peak a bit, which is making. Yeah, like we're not picking up. Yeah, maybe when you do.
I don't think it's that. I think it has to do with like, because that's happened before. It has to do with like the audio and the audio out and the audio in being simultaneously in the software. It's either the connection or I don't think it's.
Well, let's just humor me a bit, Dave. Next beat that drops, trying to hold the phone a little further away, and maybe that'll like improve our shit.
He also went outside, so like now the connection has changed.
Oh, that's a good point. We don't know.
When he was inside, it didn't happen. But you can't go inside now.
Well,
the fam's in there.
Yeah, it's just I don't have like I don't have a stable internet. I don't have a stable home.
Understood.
So it's just like.
No, you're good. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. We'll take what we can get at this point. Honestly,
yeah, it's no big deal. It's no big deal at all.
We appreciate you being on in general. Honestly, I was gonna ask you how did you maintain kind of with the art over the years? Like, were there periods where you kind of felt? Because for me, for example, we've been doing art for the podcast for 3 or 4 years now. And before that, my main focus was music. Kind of fell off with the music for a little bit, focused on the podcast. Now I'm fucking full throttle on the music and the podcast. Have you had peaks and valleys like that? And what's the consensus?
Consensus would be that this is all I have. You know, doing art, and it could be a lot worse. I think that I just need to keep continuing to do it. Otherwise, I'm going to be dishwashing or washing asses. I did that for about a decade, where I was taking care of people with intellectual disabilities,
mental disabilities.
Yeah, so I was taking care of those people, but still maintaining, doing artwork and shit. So now it's just full time doing this. I'm usually like, I'm kind of, sometimes I'm broke, sometimes I'm not. So yeah, there's definitely peaks and valleys. It goes up and down. It's very, how would you say? It's unpredictable.
So you're living off the art right now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where it's at.
That in itself is incredible. Like, I have a day job, or I have a part-time job.
Even if the living off the art means that you're broke most of the time, that's kind of a cool vibe. Like, hey, I can at least barely pay rent with this. That's kind of nice.
Yeah.
That
I think is a little confidence boost.
Well, yeah, because I've done the other thing where it's like, well, I'm working 40 or 60 hours for whatever company, and no, I'm not happy because I'm not making my shit.
Yeah.
But I want to make shit as much as I possibly can, and then when I hit my peaks are awesome, and then I fucking rise up.
What does that look like? Like, what does a peak look like? Like you sell fucking 700 shirts in a month or something like that?
Shit like that. Yep.
So
yeah. So
do you have like, does that really happen randomly, or do you have like shirts that really pop off? Do you run ads? Like, how are you driving traffic to the art?
It's really just been like through Instagram, but now I need to fucking start doing the sponsored shit. I know people do sponsored stuff, and I haven't done it yet. And now I think it's my next phase, is like just continually making more shit, and also doing sponsored ads and actually kind of more like a brain.
Yeah, it's weird having to like adapt. Because I've been pretty anti-adapting for a while. Because I definitely think that it to an extent ruins authenticity in the art to be overly concerned about all this shit. But at this day and age, like, you really don't have a choice. If you expect to ever make any sort of living off of what you do, you need to compromise your artistic integrity in one way or another, and get that shit out there. And maybe the goalpost it has shifted as far as what can be called a compromise of your artistic integrity. You know what I mean? Maybe it's fine to do this thing as long as it allows you to continue.
Yo, and it depends on what your goals are. Like, do I want to be Mozart, or do I want to make like $3,000 a month and that's enough? Yo, you know what? For me, that would be not tough.
I need to see the bank statements of Mozart. Did that dude make a ton of dough off of his art? Did he fucking make music and then fart? And you know, that would be cool. Yo, that's a start.
Start to make a sale and hustle. Embrace the hustle. Start to bustle and start to fuck. Go right in there with whatever. Fuck loose hair over. Go right there. Don't take a shit. Don't fucking be a bitch.
Don't be a
Go
bitch.
hard.
I ain't a snitch. I go hard until my fucking ass itch. The bottom of my feet. Somebody please lick me, please.
Lick my feet on the bottom specifically. That would be so neat. Man.
That's-
Or eat it.
Yeah. No, I mean, do something. At least get active.
Right. Because I have this conversation a lot with artist friends of mine. You know, like whatever. I mean, I have been doing this for a long time. Over, I would say, I mean, as far as like being published as an artist, at least 25 years. 43. So I've been at it. I've been doing it, and a lot of my artist friends, they don't. They're hesitant to put themselves out there and do the hustle and do that grind set shit. And you see all that shit on the Instagram all the time, of hustle, grind. But you have to do that. You do have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to put your. You have to be. You have to make your presence known, and you just have to do that.
Well, yeah, it's more about it doesn't have to be that hard. Like, yeah, it's hard to do shit sometimes when you don't feel like it, but at the end of the day, the shit that's going to be the most effective is if you just fucking show up all the time and grow the audience a little bit each day, each month. You know, it's more about, I think that because of the internet making fucking 12-year-olds rich dancing on TikTok, that it makes us feel bad that it takes us 10 years to like build a brand or build a business. But realistically, that's what it takes for you to connect with real people who become aware of who you are. And it's okay for it to take a long time, especially if you take a shit ton of detours along the way. So you just gotta keep going through it sounds like you already have methods of monetizing the art. So at the end of the day, it's like, if you can drive traffic to the site that takes money, then problem solved. You know what I'm saying? It's just a matter of getting more people to buy.
To come on in and buy. Also, I need more 12-year-olds.
That they might not. That's the other difficult thing about running ads on shit that's explicit. Like, whenever I try to advertise our stuff or music, I have to like bleep out words. And so, I mean, like, if you're trying to promote some vulgar merch, that might be, Facebook might not like some of the shit that you're advertising.
That's also a trouble I have. I mean, I've had 3 different Instagram pages. Like they always, when it gets to be about 3,000 followers, then it gets shut down.
Oh, so
usually.
you've had 3 pages get shut down.
Yeah.
Because it's so like, because Instagram's like, yo, this is too vulgar.
It's too much.
But I don't understand. We had Lard Humongous on here, and his page is pretty filthy.
Gnarly.
So, oh yeah, you know who he is. I feel like you aren't filthier than he is, right?
You know what it is? Your art is like rawer than his art, and like Lard is he's definitely more cartoony with his thing, and I think that you can get away with more if you're a little softer with it.
That's a good point.
I access more of the nightmare. I'm like, I am.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I mean, I love what you're doing. Honestly, I think that it might be interesting to see you on a digital drawing board. That's just my opinion. I'd love to see what it would look like. But at the end of the day, I love the style that you have, and if staying on paper is what's gonna make it that, then by all means. But
this might be a basic opinion, but I'm a big fan of. I think my favorite piece of yours is the "I'm not a morning person" one. I think that one is hella bad. Like that you got that on a shirt, right?
I got it on a shirt, but actually the platform that I had, the platform ended and they built a new platform.
All these platforms, they be dying and rebuilding. Yo, I'm trying just sell some fucking t-shirts. I'm not a morning person, but I'ma piss and be pissing on your grave until my fucking dick is hurting.
Yeah, I'm scrolling through Victor's page to find the artwork that Alex is talking about, but I'm not sure where it is. Could you please help me, friend, so I can look at it?
Put a bullet in the head to a fucking motherfucker I want to see dead. I'm gonna eat him. I'm gonna cannibalize the fucking corpse and boil down his bones. I'm gonna drink it. Drink it.
Gonna do some horrible shit to some guy that I just met. Yo, don't ask me why. I'm gonna boil his brains. I'm gonna cut out his eyes. I'm gonna stick tiny little needles in his thighs.
Yo, honestly, this shit is crazy. Looking at it, it's making me fucking hazy.
You interact with a lot of OnlyFans models, or is that, am I mistaken? I swear, like every now and then, like I see some sex workers in your comments and shit like that. What's the deal with that? You plugged into that community?
A little bit, like, okay, I'm kind of done with relationship stuff. So I love women. I love life. I love experiencing. I love friends. So how about I just have fun instead of locking myself down into one person who doesn't like me that much, and
Damn.
and just like people and just enjoy people and not be locked into something that is not free. So I want to be free.
I think that's a good mindset to have. I often think about that because I'm living single as well, and I wonder if I still feel like I'm gonna find a person. I still have that in the back of my head, but there is also this thing in the back of my head that's like, you might not, and that's fine. In which case, you just need to like figure out your own shit or something like that. I don't know. It's one of those things where I know so many old people who are like in their 40s and 50s and 60s that are just single. I don't mean old like old. You know what I mean? Older people, and when I see them being single and like living fine, I'm like, all right, well, you know what? It's obviously not the biggest deal on earth to be married by the time you're 35.
Plenty of single people living far more meaningful lives than people who are in dull relationships long term. So it's like a relationship can actually bring you down if it isn't constructive and growing long term. So at the end of the day, the only value in a relationship is if it's like evolving in a meaningful way. If it goes stale and you stay in it, it's definitely, it becomes sad, especially if you're in it for fucking 30 years, 40 years, some shit like that.
It's terrible. Yeah, I mean, to do that is a form of suicide, and that suicide could be decades long.
Have you had like many very long relationships, or has it just been a handful?
No, I mean, all my relationships are years long, and I've been the good guy, I've been the bad guy, and now I'm just I don't want to be either one of those guys, you know?
Yeah.
And that also means like I'm not using people for their fucking bodies. I'm not objectifying them. To objectify somebody in the realest, most devastating way is just to use them for their fucking body, and I'm not doing that. So I just I keep to myself. I mean, I have my friends. That's what I do, you know? Have my friends, and I do my art. That's how I'm not hurting anybody.
It would really suck if you didn't have friends. That would be the man. If I didn't have friends and I was, because I got some friends, thank God. I got a couple of pals.
Yeah.
But if I didn't have those pals, then I'd probably be a little more desperate. You know what I mean? And
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Like you don't need a fucking real ass fucking relationship if you got a bunch of, or a couple good friends.
Have you seen the movie American Splendor?
It's been years, but yeah, what, 2005? Holy shit! Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, and I assumed you had, because I mean that guy's kind of a legend in the weirdo art community and whatnot. But I remember, so it's like half a real movie, half kind of a documentary about the guy, which is what kind of makes that movie so fucking cool. But there's a point where, man, they're like asking this dude like because he's like an old guy, and I'm pretty sure he's still single at this point. And they're asking him how he like doesn't get lonely and whatnot. And he's just very honest about it. He's just like, yeah, I just, I watch TV and I go on the internet and I'm not lonely anymore. And this is, what's the guy?
Harvey P. Conn.
Harvey. Yeah. I knew it was a Harvey something. Yeah. Check out American Splendor, folks. You won't regret it.
It is cliche, but there's a significant difference between being alone and being lonely, and people who have tasks that they care about don't feel that loneliness. I think if you're like, if you're some lady and you have this narrative in your brain about, oh, if I don't have a man, I'm going insane because my mom, Lorraine, said that I had to. Yeah, I fucking got a tattoo.
Yo, Ridley Scott is like 89 and he's doing fine, still making movies about Napoleon. And what fucking Clint Eastwood, he's definitely, his age is not that good.
You're better off being fucking by yourself instead of being a fucking person who is your partner but not there. So get the fuck out of it.
We can't hear what you're saying, but it's okay, yo, cause the beat'll keep on playing. This is such a bummer, yo, cause Victor is slaying. If we could hear his bars, yo, I would be praying.
I'm kind of filling in the blanks in my think tank. And yeah, I gotta thank my main for fucking getting involved. Yo, eventually the technology will get resolved.
It kind of sounds like when they censor shit. You know what I mean? Like, it sounds like maybe Victor is just swearing or just saying the most vile shit possible, and there's some kind of guy behind the scenes muting every other word that he says. We're getting some of it, but some of it is lost in the ether, unfortunately.
I guarantee you if Victor was on a fucking computer plugged into a router inside, it would be crystal clear.
No, that's something to plan for the next one, Vic.
We'll organize something with, like, a fucking friend of yours or something that's got the equipment.
Go down to the public library
or something
and jack into jack into their internet real quick.
So wait, is the audio, is it really bad?
Well,
no.
it's perfect when we're not rapping, and I think when we don't know how it works, to be honest. We're talking out of our asses, but the theory that we're both sort of landing on is that when the internet connection is better, we can get more audio to and from you. And right now, when the beat is going, like the audio from the beat's going to you, but for some reason it's not, your vocals aren't coming back to us. When the beat's not there, you sound perfect. Like
the audience will still be able to hear you. So like we're not hearing you as much when you're rapping live. The audience will still hear it, so we don't have to keep addressing it because it's.
I actually don't think. I'm pretty sure everything we hear is what's being recorded.
Well, because the software records things individually.
Does it also record audio?
Yes.
Oh.
So like So like his audio is being recorded through the software individually. So like we might be able to salvage.
Yeah. Okay. If we get your audio and we lay it under our audio and only bring up the stuff that that's what we're gonna do from now on. I'm gonna stop acting like we can't hear.
This happened to me with Alex because we do a remote Patreon episode and I was having the same issue with Alex, and it's hard to like. It's all good. We're hearing you.
This is too much inside baseball now.
We're hearing you loud and clear when you're talking, so that's all that matters.
Good. Yeah. I mean, I would like it. Next time in LA, we'll do it.
Oh yeah, you're gonna come to LA sometime?
Probably in the spring or summer.
No way.
You said you lived in LA for a while. What was that like, or why?
When?
For why for a woman, The good thing, because I was in love.
What years were these? Like, what was the time frame?
2008 to 2018 to 2021.
Oh, I was gonna say that sounds like a totally different LA, but no, we were literally living in LA alongside of you.
That was so recently, dude.
Yeah. That's when we moved to LA. We moved in 2018.
Yeah, we were probably neighbors.
Damn, dude, we should have connected back then.
Where'd you live?
What the
fuck? At one point, the fuck. An area, I guess I think the longest stint was the mountain. I actually lived in the fucking the hills. What do you call that?
Like Beverly Hills or just Hollywood Hills or were
fucking,
you in LA or were you just in California in general? Like were you out in like Big Bear or what's?
No, I was right in LA. I was right in the fucking.
Damn,
like
that's the hills. That's a good spot.
How are you?
If
How are you
you
here
had
for
a
4
view.
years and you don't know the place, dog?
Because my brain has been scorched.
From
honestly.
what? I'm curious. You do a lot of psychedelics?
A little bit, and then also just fucking ugh.
Just growing,
Alcohol.
just being. Just,
Alcohol.
okay.
Okay.
I feel that.
Are you drinking every day?
And just who I am, it's who I am. So I'm here and I'm there, and then I'm done, and then I'm back again.
Well put.
Yeah. No, I get the sentiment for real.
No, I feel that. I think that I like fantasize about cutting back on the drinking, but it's offers me too many benefits at the moment for me to just quit cold turkey and whatnot. But I do see that there are days where I'll be walking home from the gym or something, and all of a sudden I'll catch me talking to myself like a dumbass, and I'll be like, yo, there's a guy there going to class, and there's somebody over there like eating ass.
Yo, I'm eating ass and it's not the best, but I gotta fucking do what I gotta do. And that's not you, it's a Jew, dude who I just met in Beirut.
Undress a breast, come to fucking chest, and talk to her, and then nest on her, and people in love, and then
Whatever, man. We don't know, yo. This isn't clever, man. We gotta go and get some better friends, and then maybe we can go get drunk with them.
I need some friends that are better than the two I have. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's too soon for me to do.
fuck a poon.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, dude, you bailed on that one. The beat was still fading.
I was just
bro.
like, yeah, let it ride. You go to a local dive bar regularly? Like, I feel like when I lived in Michigan, there were a couple of shitty bars that I like to go get fucking sloshed at.
Let's get that Midwest culture commentary going on here.
That was kind of my favorite thing about the Midwest.
Yeah, local bars for sure. I go to one that's actually shout out to the Palace, because the Palace they serve me the whiskey. I like the whiskey. Give me like the triple double.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck.
Is it like a
glass.
dive bar? Is it
I
a
guess
nice place?
It's nice, but it's also divey, and they also
Okay.
serve food. They serve all the food.
I feel like that's an ambitious name to name your bar,
Right?
The Palace. I feel like that puts some expectations on it, maybe.
It's 150 years old. The bar is 150 years old.
Damn.
Wow. Okay. So maybe it used to be a palace.
Right. It
More
transitioned.
Yeah. No. I remember my favorite thing about. So, do you know who Clownvis is?
Who's that? No. I don't.
Okay, you know what? Never. There was this another like fringe internet character that he dresses like a clown, but also Elvis. It's like the clown version of Elvis, and he covers Elvis songs, but makes them funny. You know what? It's not even just all that to say. I saw this dude at a dive bar, and this dude's got like a big internet following, but still, these are the gigs he's getting. He has to do his show at a dive bar.
What's the gig? Like, what is he doing live?
He's performing. He's doing music. Like
I thought he was like a digital artist.
It's comedy performance. I mean, but it's in the same vein of like it's counterculture art in a way, in the same way that our boy Victor is, yeah, I don't know. I think that kind of goes hand in hand with that dive bar community.
The thing about the dive bar, you go regularly enough to where the staff are like your friends now. You might fuck the waitress. You might do blow with the security guy. You might, get involved with somebody at the restaurant next door that you frequent because you're always drunk when you leave and you want to get food. It becomes like your community. This dive bar is part of who you are, and the people that you love are these people. It isn't necessarily the best, but when that's your reality, it is fucking awesome. And when you transition out of that reality, you kind of look back and think, man, that was kind of nice.
Are there any bars left in Iowa that you can smoke cigarettes at?
Not so much. No, not in Iowa that I know of. I mean, probably in some rural places you could, like in Missouri for sure. Missouri, they just have their ashtrays on the bar top.
No way.
Have you seen? They've got these fans. There's like fans that bars will buy, especially if they want to let patrons smoke in them, and it literally looks like the filter you would put in your car, but it's on the ceiling and it's spinning constantly. Yeah, and it's for cigarette smoke.
They probably have those at casinos.
Yeah, I had when I had family in this rural town in Oklahoma called Spavinaw, and I recommend that no one ever go there. But there was a bar there, the Legion bar, and I guess it was like a bar for veterans, but there were no veterans there. It was all just the dumb hicks that live in this fucking buttfuck town in the middle of nowhere.
Believe me, he's not exaggerating.
But I took David there one time, and he got some weird looks. He was probably the only brown person who wasn't an indigenous Native American.
Go listen to episode, like in the first 60 episodes, we talk about going there, and we do an episode in some fucking cabin. It's insane. Like if you really want to get the experience, go back and scroll through.
Honestly, the episode, I kind of want to bring out that diary again and do a rehash of I was there. Pretty much all my family that lives in Spavinaw is dead. Couple cousins, but I don't really talk to them or nothing. All the important people, they were bussing their way to heaven because they died. They're dead now, and so they eat their bread unleavened.
Yo, fuck all my cousins. Ain't none of them ever amount to nothing.
Nope.
But yeah, my uncles, they fuck their cousins.
Okay.
And marry them and then divorce them. It's something. Yup.
Sitting on the toilet. That you guys really love to rap, and I'm taking the crap. Taking the shit. I need to find some paper for this. Wipe my butt.
Dude is taking a crap on live right now. God damn. We're watching this dude on the webcam, and we can see his fucking pants and his tiny little dick in his hands.
Yo, this dude shitting while I shit on beats. Yeah, someone shit on me. Please. It's my kink. That's it. We're clipping that one. You know what's funny? The quality improved as soon as he went inside.
Yes, yeah, I noticed that. That has to be it. I don't know why, but for some reason, Wi-Fi, the Wi-Fi it affects the way that we get your audio. I don't know why. Wi-Fi.
Yeah, we all know why. I'm sorry. It's just
no. You're good. We honestly are excited to figure out the kinks of how this works.
Maybe just do the rest of the episode on the crapper. Hopefully no one else needs to use it for the next oh no, we have 2 beats left. So the next
10 minutes.
15 minutes or so.
No, you were talking about Spavinaw.
Oh, well, no, the main thing about that was the dive bar that was there had these cigarette smoke fans specifically because they knew that their patrons literally, like, the people that live in Spavinaw are just walking trash. I say this because I've had a bad experience over there. I'm sure there's some nice. Not good, yeah. I'm sure there's very nice people out there that love their mothers. Well, it's and respect also for people.
It's so remote. Like, it's very disconnected from like Tulsa, which is like the main heavy hitter over there, and it's just so removed. Any like major airport is like over an hour away, so it's just these people can sort of inbreed and stay off the grid without anybody really finding out or correcting any type of behavior that might be not acceptable. So it just continues on in this, and that's what happens.
The town drunk was also like the town sheriff and also the mayor.
Bro, remember we finessed your uncle with that his van? Like you like fucked with like your uncle's. He couldn't get into his van because
Not my uncle.
oh no, who was it? It's
Not related to this guy
sorry,
in
not
any
uncle,
way,
not- my
shape,
bad.
or form.
My memory was fucked. It's this dude was squatting at this dude's Alex's grandfather's house, and I don't know what happened.
So okay, no. We don't need to get too deep into the
Sorry.
actual story itself, but no, there was a dude there that was fucking with my shit, and I remember we were trying to clean up the place that he was squatting in, and he wouldn't let us do it. And legally, because of how fucked up squatters' rights are, those laws, like he technically was within his rights to do that. We lost video. What happened? Oh no, he's back. Hell yeah. But one day I'm going to. What was I can't even remember what I was doing, but like I was going to go meet with him to talk with him about something, and he was drunk off his ass, and he was crying about how he couldn't find his keys and that he was going to kill himself. And I hated this dude at this point, so I was like,
he was really fucking with us. Like
in my head, I was like, "Yo, please kill yourself. That would be awesome." And this was all stemming from him not being able to find his van keys. And so the following day, the next day, we pulled up at his place with official notices of eviction, and I see the keys on the ground in his driveway, and let's just say I left them there, and he probably found them the next day, and everything was okay.
yeah, that dude sucked, bro. It was so fun. It was also like, I remember it was so hot when we were down there, and we kept on drinking Coors Light, or I forget what it was.
I think it was Coors Light.
We were drinking Coors Light nonstop.
Silver bullets.
Yeah. I just remember drinking so much Coors Light.
We got there and immediately got like a 24 rack or something
we were
like
just
that.
Drunk the whole time, and then we moved out this whole garage of Alex's grandfather's shit.
Oh, okay. So here's the thing: we moved out this garage of all of it. It wasn't really we were doing our best to clean what we could, and we had convinced the guy to let us clean the garage. And here's the thing: after we finished cleaning the garage, he came out on some shit about how there was stuff in there that actually belonged to him, which is bullshit. Everything that was in that entire house belonged to my dead grandpa. And so he was like pissed. He was like, we were going to sell this and this and this. And he sent me some text about how he was gathering a posse and that they knew where we were because we were staying at some local inn, some bumfuck inn. And he was like, I let them know that you're here and we're going to come get you or whatever. And so David and I, being cowards, we decided to hightail it out to Tulsa. Yo, you know we go into Tulsa. We not about to engage in this deliverance shit out here in Spavinaw, you little short ass bitch. Yo, go and get your daughters and shit.
Yo, and honestly, it was all like hard work, and like the shit ahead of us was not looking good. Like it was hot, and like I didn't enjoy it a lot.
Pick him up. Kick him in the snout. Kick him in the throat. Kick him in the crotch. Kick him in his knees. And kick them all out.
I would like nothing more to take a damn baseball bat to this man, and that would be that. I would beat him to death, and then I'd have a pat on my own back from myself, because that would not be whack.
So then we went to a place that had a jacuzzi.
Yes.
It was a cool thing.
Yeah, we got to spend the rest of our time in Oklahoma, in Tulsa, at a nice little Holiday Inn. We got some sweet little barbecue. It was good stuff. You know, go to Tulsa. Don't go to Spavinaw, you freaks.
I probably won't go to Tulsa either. Oh no, and we went to the Rockstar.
Oh, the Hard Rock Casino.
That's it.
Yeah.
Rockstar.
The Rockstar Energy Drink Casino.
I lost.
I'm going to next. I think that's going to be my location. That's where I'm going to go.
To Tulsa?
Here's the thing. If you go to Spavinaw, I might go with you, bro.
No, he's lying. He's not.
Let's go and kill this guy. Let's find this guy and kill him.
He probably
together.
already died from stupidity.
No, I wouldn't be surprised if this dude is dead because this wasn't the first time he'd threatened suicide in my presence. The last time I was there, this was fresh after that my grandpa had died. He was like, because he part of what endeared him to me in the first place before he totally ruined his reputation was that he actually did care about my grandpa and like helped him out around the house and stuff, but the entire time he was like taking advantage of him. So there's this thing there where it's like, fuck you, dude, but at the same time, Jesus, like my grandpa would have died alone as well if it wasn't for this guy.
If you also bought yourself some donuts with his debit card, it's not the end of the world.
Right.
You did help him out. You put gas in your car with his money. It's technically a win-win. I wasn't there for my grandpa, so technically you helped him, but it was to benefit yourself, and also fuck you, you suck.
But anyway, let's stop talking about that. You got any living grandparents?
No, not anymore. They're all done.
I'm
old now.
I got a feeling by the time I hit the 40 mark, my last remaining grandparents will be gone as well. I am trying to I try and spend as much time with them as I can now. I learned my lesson with my my Oma and Opa. Technically, they were kind of my favorite grandparents, and now they're both dead. And I'm like, all right, you know what? I got new favorite grandparents.
Yeah.
So let's actually treat them like they deserve to be treated.
All of mine were already dead except for my mother's mother, my one grandmother, and she's been out of the picture now for I think 6 years. So I'm already out of grandparents, and I'm 30. So fucking.
Oh wow, you don't have a single grandparent.
They're all gone. Yeah,
I didn't realize that. I thought you had at least one.
I mean, my aunts and uncles act like old crazy people, so they can serve.
Doesn't count. Doesn't count.
Let me read you the beats really quick because I think that.
We got one more.
Okay. Emotionless by Luke G. Pipes by B. Frankie. Concept by Lethal Needle. Dopamine by Piper Beats. Wrecked by Sacro Requiem. Stuck by Urban Nerd Beats. Success by Lex Factor. Survival Tactics by Manuel. Paddock by Louie. Crash and Burn by Eerie Skies. On the Edge by Low Tide.
Hell yeah.
Boom.
I got an idea for, maybe a final little segment here.
Okay.
Could we do some L of the week? Bring that back.
I'm down with that.
Seldom reoccurring segment, L of the week. I have one ready. Maybe you guys can think of yours as I'm explaining mine. So on Friday, I was doing a shoot for a dog training company that I work with very often. I technically work for. I don't work with them. They're not my client. But I recorded a solid 3 hours of the cutest puppies that you'll ever see in your life. And, the head trainer just being a boss, luring them into, doing their sits, doing their lay downs, getting on the platforms. And after the shoot was over, I realized that I didn't have the audio connected to my camera at all. I fucked up the audio. I'm a stupid hoe. I'm gonna blow my fucking brains out all over the table right now. Oh my God, what an L, you hoe.
Yeah, my man, I totally understand. That shit didn't go according to plan. Yup, and you couldn't get your shit out of hand.
No.
It's, but it's fine. You get it next time.
Kick a dog right in his fucking face. And then be a rape. And die a death. An F-word death.
I find a dog and I choke him. Shout out Winslow, what you know. I'm watching Friday with my bro, and we're gonna watch it tomorrow too. So
I'm watching Friday all day. I swear it's not gay. And me, I do not play. I straight up am serious every day, constantly on my knees.
No H-mo.
I love adding, I think that abbreviating swear words with the letter that they start with is very funny to me. When I was in Christian college, I used to say big A instead of big ass, which is such a like ass is not even a swear word. Even like, yeah, I should be able to say big ass and not be sent to hell.
Yeah.
But there was a part of me that was like, I gotta say big A. Yo, that's a big A microphone you got there, bud.
I'm trying to think of a fucking major L that I took this week, but it's good that nothing is coming to mind. But I'm sure there was something. Fucking dig
A
in.
big crime committed, a crime of your thought, a crime of your.
No, I'm trying to think of like.
Oh yeah, did you accidentally like look at a 12-year-old and think she was hot for a second?
No, I did that today.
Oh, okay, that's not an L, is what you're saying.
Are we all doing that?
What about you, Vic? You got anything?
I think that this is a crazy thing. Is like, okay, so you guys are adults and you had relationships when you were teenagers, right?
Mm-hmm. Barely. I sort of wasn't really allowed, but eventually I got one in before I turned 20.
Shit.
Not sex,
guys-
but I got a girlfriend.
You were teenagers, you know, like
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you fell in love and you know you liked a woman. It's crazy. I mean, because now those memories are technically illegal. Those memories.
Not if I'm in Jersey.
Right. No, I got blown by a 15-year-old once. So, I mean, I was also
That would
15.
I think that might fly in Alabama, and I'm not even making a joke. If you got her parents' permission first.
No, I think that dude Giddy, what's the basketball player, Josh Giddey or something like that. He's the dude who's currently in trouble for getting with a 15-year-old.
I barely saw that on Twitter this week.
He's like 21, but he was 19 and she was 15, but she was in the club, and as Akon would say, under 21 into the club, they say, or something like that.
Yeah, what is the line? How is that supposed to show she's underage?
Under 21 into the club, they say.
Some of them. I mean, they are ready for the play.
Okay. All right.
They're bleeding, they're breeding.
No, that was
Comedy.
These are jokes, folks.
They jump into the fucking game. They are in the fucking thing.
They're probably traumatized.
Bro, when we were in Spavinaw, like there was so this fucking dumb fuck who was squatting at my grandpa's place, he had a daughter who was, I'm pretty sure while we were there, was 13 years old. And when Dave and I were like out working on cleaning up the house and stuff, like her and her other 13-year-old friend would like intentionally come out and like flirt with us. And it was some of the most uncomfortable and awkward shit of all time. Like, do you recall this?
No, I recall there being some bizarre treatment, and I think it's because of the way that they're treated by the men in their community that they learn that this is how you act towards older men.
And before this guy had exhausted all his goodwill with me, like the month prior when I was there, his daughter was in trouble for being on Tinder, which she's 13.
Yeah, bro.
And apparently somehow she got on Tinder and was talking to guys who are also on Tinder, and that is so
that is fucked up.
Makes my stomach turn
But
just
like,
thinking about it.
It's just no one would ever, a proper parent would never allow their daughter to end up in that situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would parent your child in a way that they value themselves and that they understand that like there's certain behavior that's rational and that isn't something that they should be doing. So it's as a result of this dude being an absolute piece of shit, his daughter is now behaving in a way that's completely not normal because she perceives that that's her value and that's how she receives love from her father, who's an idiot.
Yeah, and the idea that like, so it was technically like she was in trouble for having a Tinder account or whatever, but there was no, the core issue is that she's out trying to get of age men to give her attention or whatever, and that's not what is being addressed with
Right.
getting rid of her
It's like,
Tinder.
what are you looking for?
Getting
Like,
rid of her Tinder just makes it slightly harder because she can harass us while we're working on the fucking house. And
we should have called fucking CPS.
yeah, honestly, well, that's the thing. I bet they have different rules out there for
Right.
CPS.
Right.
Like you got to be in a real bad place for them to take your kids in that joint.
Anyways, Victor, we appreciate you being on, man. Where can the people find you? What are you working on next that you want people to go look at?
Look, they're gonna find me on the Instagram. They're gonna find me doing all kinds of stuff, and ultimately, yeah, look at me at Instagram because I don't have like a hard site just yet, like where it's just like my name or whatever. So Instagram.
Yeah,
you know?
go follow Victor on Instagram. I got the link in the description if you want to go check out his art. It's definitely fucking cool. We'd love to collaborate on the art for the podcast this week if you're open to it. Maybe we could do something fucking freaky. But if you guys enjoyed this episode, go like and subscribe on YouTube. If you want to get bonus episodes and early access to all these episodes, go to patreon.com/Dome with Bamfomania and subscribe. And it's fucking $5 if you want to support the show.
That'll be all the shit,
Yep.
folks.
Full package.
Love you guys. Love you guys. So
Hell yeah,
much.
dude.
You guys are a lot of fun.
We
And,
appreciate it, man. Maybe let's do it again sometime on a fucking Ethernet connection.
in
Yeah, dude.
person.
In person would be sick. Yeah.
In person is definitely our preferred way to do it. It's very rare that we have a remote pod that goes off without a what's the word?
Without a problem.
No, there's an actual without a blank.
Hitch.
There it is. Thank you.
Well, hey, we're gonna stop recording, but we're not gonna hang up quite yet. So like, we could debrief for a second.
Feel free to hang.
Yeah.
All right.
Later,
yeah.
folks.
Yeah. Bye.